Hi, I'm Lizzy Beloved, and welcome to my video about boundaries. Healthy boundaries are so important for health on the emotional, physical, spiritual, and energetic level. It's very, very important to practice healthy boundaries. So what are healthy boundaries? Healthy boundaries mean that you're taking care of your own needs before you're taking care of somebody else. And this may seem selfish to a lot of people because that's what we've been taught in our culture. But it's really the opposite. What is selfish is thinking that you can fix other people, that somehow other people need you to be able to be okay, or that you are not important enough to give to other people and you end up depleted and then requiring something from them, which is not comfortable for either one of you. So that's the more selfish take on it. It's like when you're on an airplane, they tell you to pull down your own oxygen mask before somebody else. It's that same idea. You can think of that anytime somebody's asking you for help, anytime, anything comes up for you to give of yourself. Make a note, like be mindful about that and notice, how is my energy level? Am I feeling overabundant? Do I have some to give? Or am I feeling a little depleted? Or just the sense, is this going to be depleting? Because that's what happens is a lot of times people go through their day, they go through their life being depleted, and they're in this constant state of depletion. So no wonder we're not feeling good, or we're not manifesting, or we're not receiving what it is we want, because our vibration is, people's vibration can be lowered. And so by practicing healthy boundaries, and this does include, creating an energetic boundary, not having energetic boundaries, then if you're empathic, especially, you get a lot of other people's energy, a lot of other people's emotions. That takes time and energy to sort through and to clear. So if you watch my energy management video, I'll teach you all about that. But also it can be as simple as just taking time for yourself. I was inspired to do this video because I went to this beautiful New Thought church this morning that I've been meaning to go to for a while. And part of creating boundaries for myself this week was to figure out things that I want to do and to do that for myself, rather than just being present to how I can support other people. And that's something I grew up doing, and just became this very codependent, very giving, very loving person, which in and of itself, being a loving, giving person is not a bad thing, but taking it to an extreme that turns into something like codependency, which you can look up online, all the definitions of codependency, and there's 12-step groups to help you with that, and it goes right along with addictive or compulsive behaviors, and most people have some sort of addictive compulsive behavior and codependency issues because they're lacking a central feeling of self-worth. So at the service this morning, the beautiful, beautiful woman was talking about love of self and how that starts first. It's love of self, which then leads you to be able to love others. And then your love of God comes in, or your spirituality universe, because you notice that place in you that's so valuable, and that place in others that is so valuable. And then through that, you're loving, God, the universe, spirit, however that, comes to your mind. But you have to start with yourself first. So that's really what boundaries are about, and knowing your limitations, because there's a difference between meeting a friend and helping them process something emotionally challenging for them, which is a very, it's a very powerful friendship experience. But you can do that for an hour and a half, 2 hours. But if it gets any longer than that, or they want to talk to you every day for an hour and a half, 2 hours, that's taking it to an extreme. And again, we don't want to do black and white thinking. That's something that is not helpful. We really want to look at the spectrum, and where you're at each day is different. So, for instance, my boundaries this week were very much exercised, and it was hard at first because I definitely have that thing in my head that people are going to be mad at me. People are not going to want to be my friend. People are going to be upset. Something bad is going to happen if I don't have, or if I do have boundaries. But I was also playing this experiment of like, I was so depleted after last weekend. I was exhausted, I was sad, I was feeling awful, and I realized that I had just given way too much. Not to say the people that I gave it to were bad or that the situation was bad, but it was just me not honoring my boundaries. So this week I really made it a point to not do certain things, and to say no, and to not offer myself when it's not being required. That's something I do too, is just keep offering help and guidance when I'm not being paid, or it's not even being requested. I just do it automatically. So fast forward, through this week, and yesterday, I had so many people calling me, wanting to talk to me, and I had gone to this, workshop that brought up a lot of stuff that I was working on. I was not in any space to be able to support others. And in the past, I would have called and talked to them anyway, because somehow they needed me and I needed to help them, and that was more important. But by me taking that time for myself and me limiting my time with friends and getting my work done and really doing the things that I needed to do to take care of me, I then had this incredible opening this morning of realizing, wow, I really showed up for myself, and now I have this overflowing overabundance of energy. And then I talked to some of the people who had called me yesterday, and they ended up, and some of the people that I didn't connect with this week, they ended up finding their own miraculous solution. Hello, people are completely capable of figuring out their own lives. They don't need me to figure it out for them. It's not like it's a arrogant thing, like I know more, but it's like, oh my gosh, people need me more than I need me. And that's just not true. I was blown away by how many times I would talk to these people and they didn't actually really need me. And by me not showing up for them, it allowed them to show up for themselves, which is the empowerment piece, which is the self-efficacy, which is beautiful. Because I'm not always going to be there. I'm just human. And for them to connect in with themselves and higher power and the universe is beautiful. So listening to myself, not only do I feel better, but they feel better too. It's a win-win situation. So I really encourage you to question, to really be mindful about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and to notice your compulsive tendencies, if you have them, to either check out and not be around people or to be around people. It can go both ways. Sometimes the need to please also translates into then needing to pull away and isolate. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to isolate yourself, but I'm saying to find that Goldilocks area, that middle ground that feels really healthy for you and others. So what I did yesterday by taking that time for myself in this week, today I ended up with this overabundance of heart energy, and I called different people that I felt were, probably could use a little support, because if it's coming from that place, it's always helpful, but if it's coming from this depleted, needy space, that's definitely not helpful at all. So I called these people, and they ended up so grateful that I called them, and I was able to offer some love. And it came from that overflowing, abundant energy space. While I feel good, I still feel good. They feel even better. And I'm so excited. I stayed home. I, cleaned my apartment, because everything out in your world is a reflection of your inner world. So if you're taking care of your inner world and making sure that you're feeling loved and safe and supported, you're going to experience that in the outer world as well. Things are going to go a lot more smoothly. And I have a feeling that my meditating this morning at the service has a little bit to do with the flow of energy that's been going through me as well. So I'll do another video about that. So tune back in. You can subscribe to my channel. You can go to shineawayhealing.com to check out my services. I do offer intuitive readings. I call them soul healing, energy healing sessions. Soul healing sessions that include connecting with the Ascended Masters and the Archangels, and really getting you to understand what is happening in your life and how to move forward on your path through, quote unquote, obstacles that are popping up. There's a lot of energy moving through people today. A lot of what I help people with is figure out what is going on with me and how do I best go about approaching the situation from a place of compassion and grace, rather than, challenging it and making it worse than it already is. And so that's what my sessions are really good for. And I'm also a coach, so I can help you figure out, what is coming up within you. And I do intuitive trainings and all of that. So shineawayhealing@gmail.com, again, is also my email. And I'm on Facebook, and I post lots of fun stuff. And I'm also going to be doing this workshop is what I'm calling it, where it's an hour and a half, and I'm going to be giving you tools and teaching you how to manage your energy, to ground your energy, to help you manifest, to help you heal on any and all levels that are ready to heal. You know, there are certain things that maybe your soul is just experiencing. So just to be patient with that. But that's something I'm going to be doing, and it's only $55 for an hour and a half of really powerful healing. And that's about half of my regular price. Plus, you get a individualized invocation, like a prayer to do every day to keep up that work, and you end up just feeling amazing. And miracles happen that way when your energy is just super high. So contact me about that. shineawayhealing@gmail.com. It's really fun. There are payment options, 2 payments of $30 rather than one lump sum of $55 is fine, as long as they're spaced about 2 weeks apart. Perfect. So I'm really excited for you. I'm sending so much angel love to you, and many, many blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Bye.